And moving on, for years, residents of southern Israel's Negev region have suffered from mounting crime stemming from the Bedouin community, with authorities struggling to get the situation there under control. Now, as defense correspondent Jonathan Negev reports, some of them have decided it is time to act on their own, forming an association for the salvation of the Negev. Let's take a look at that.
Live fire is heard as a large-scale fight erupts between two Bedouin families outside Soroka Hospital in the city of Beersheba in southern Israel. These images may come as a shock to some, but for those living here, it's anything but surprising.
In the past year, there is a severe escalation in violent incidents. We see a constant rise in events that we define as criminal terrorism, such as the one we saw recently at Soroka Hospital.
Almog Cohen knows exactly what he's talking about. He lives here, has a business here, and has gone through what practically every business in the city of Beersheba goes through.
Someone comes here and tells you that they want to be your partner in the business or watch it. Make sure it doesn't get burned. I immediately understood what it was about.
One of the main issues which allows this reality to continue is the unbelievable amount of illegal weapons found among the Bedouins.
As far as I know, there are 70,000 illegal weapons in the Bedouin community. It is enough for 2 infantry brigades.
What has to happen here is that the state of Israel needs to embark on a special operation to pick up all the illegal weapons from the Bedouin sector.
Almog and a group of other residents of the south have now decided not to wait for the state to act. They may not be able to pick up the illegal weapons from the Bedouin communities, but they can protect their own communities.
We plan to set up an armed civilian body that will give the police much-needed assistance. We want to work in cooperation with the police and the border police, but we do not intend to be a body that is led by others. We want to lead.
The body, called the Committee for the Salvation of the Negev, is already functioning. You can find them at any friction point in the area, and they even enjoy some cooperation from the Bedouin community, where many people suffer just as much from the high crime rates. Can this lead to more widespread support? Probably not.
We are not a community that will cooperate with the police. We have our own rules, and people are afraid to deal with those families.
The one troubling question this brings is what all this means for Israel as a state.
It is dangerous. If a person has to defend himself, it means that the state where he lives has failed. There is an unwritten contract between the state and its residents in which the state defends those citizens. If it doesn't happen and the citizen needs to take the law into his own hands, the state failed.
It should be said that in the past few weeks there has been more police activity, weapons are being seized and suspects arrested. State authorities say this activity will continue in full swing. Will this finally bring the much-needed peace and quiet to this region? Only time will tell.